and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I just want to say hi, my name is Lara and this channel is all about productive and minimalistic living. So if this feels like something that you're keen to get on board with, feel free to subscribe and ring the bell so that you'll be notified of when I upload. It is every Thursday. So today we're talking about how to keep a clutter-free home. So I want to give you some really tangible rules and kind of processes that you can actually put into practice, not these kind of... I get very annoyed when you see stuff about minimalism which is kind of very philosophical, because of course, yes, it is a philosophical change, it is a mind shift change, but I like to try and give you things you can actually do, tangible, actionable steps. So let's not beat around the bush, let's find your way to a clutter-free home. First of all, notice your clutter and make a plan. The reason I say this one is because I think it's really easy to be like, let's find places for stuff, and we will get to that later. But if you actually pay attention to your clutter and you can find out what kinds of clutter that is, you can figure out what your core problem is. For example, if you notice that over a period of a couple of months, the thing that tends to clutter up the most is paperwork, then go paperless. Call your providers and see if you can get your bills online or emailed to you instead. So by noticing your clutter, you can actually put a plan into place to stop it from compiling or to try and figure out how to manage it a little bit better. Number 2, give everything a home. So sometimes clutter kind of, oh, day just got darker. Sometimes clutter accumulates because it doesn't have a place for it to go. So you don't automatically, the way you do with other stuff in your life, kind of go, oh, that goes over there, and put it into its place. So by giving everything a home, it also means you're more likely to know where stuff is in the first place, but also to put it back in that specific spot. There's not stuff where you're kind of like, it doesn't really have a home, so I'll just put it here for now, and then it stays there forever. And while we're on that subject, number 3, store things where you use them. So what storing things where you use them does is it prevents you from going, oh, I have to walk all the way over there to put it away again, I'll just leave it here on this bench. Number 4, keep a donations box. So this is something that I do and that I love having, it's so helpful. So this is for the stuff that I realize I have zero use for and I want to get rid of and I want to donate, but I don't quite have enough to take it to the op shop just yet. So I have a box, I actually have a couple of boxes categorized in my spare cupboard at the bottom of it, and one of them is stuff that I'm going to sell and put up on Facebook, and then the other one is stuff that's going to go to the op shop. And when the op shop box is full, then it goes to the op shop. Next is to declutter, and declutter often if you can. So this donations box system really works for me, it may not work for you. So maybe try and find yourself, maybe you're someone who thrives on a challenge, so maybe give yourself a 1-month declutter challenge and see if you can get rid of some things. Because I think that we all have stuff in our house and cluttering up our life that we don't actually have a need for. And it's just the process that you need to undertake to find and declutter those things that shifts depending on who you are. So find the thing that works for you. Have a search around for different kinds of challenges. I'm actually posting one next week of a challenge I did, which I went for kind of the easiest option because I wanted to do a big declutter. I'll post it next week. It's just that day 1, you get rid of 1 thing, day 2, 2 things, day 3, 3 things for the whole month. But again, if that's too daunting, you might thrive on something more like you have to declutter 1 thing a day for a week. So finding a system that works for you, the amount that you want to, that will help you to notice your clutter and start your decluttering process, undertake that. Next is to buy for your needs. It's to stop letting so much stuff in the first place. So really thinking about whether you need this thing or you just want it because of convenience, or it's cute, or you like it at the time. Next is the rule of surfaces. So a lot of surfaces tend to accumulate clutter. The simple rules for surfaces is make sure everything has a place and only allow certain things to stay on it. The other thing I would recommend for surfaces is have contained spaces. So behind me is what is standard allowed on my desk. There is a box full of books, notebooks, and my water bottle. I have my flower decorations which stay because they make me happy. I have my container full of pens, and then over here, right near my rolling ball and my sunglasses, is a container of earrings. And that's what stays constantly on my desk. Anything else needs to be put away. So rule for your surfaces is define what is allowed to stay as a permanent item, and everything else needs to go. While we're talking about rules, one of my favorite rules is 1 in, 1 out. So something that comes into your home means something goes out of your home. This is really good for if you haven't already done massive declutters. It's another process that you can kind of go, oh, I've gained this thing. All right, what don't I need that can leave? One of the places that this clearly can work the best is in your capsule wardrobes, is that you can go t-shirt in, t-shirt out. But this is again only if you have a defined capsule wardrobe. You don't want to be doing that if you're still testing whether or not it's something you want to keep, because you may have found gaps that you ended up missing. The time that you don't pay attention to this rule is if you're buying something that suits a specific need that you don't have anything else for. That is an addition. But anything that's kind of like, I already have a couple of things that fulfill this need, then a substitution is what you're after. Next is to become a habitual put-awayer. So the rule that I live by now, which really helps me, and I'm not always 100% at it, is will it take less than a minute? Then just put it away. I actually applied this to a lot of my life. It's if it takes less than a minute, just do it. So go out, start a couple of these, pick out the ones that work for you, and begin your clutter-free, simple living, minimalist, intentional life. All right, team. As always, thank you so dang much for coming to hang out. I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in my declutter video. All right, peace.